It's 8 a.m. on Mercer Island. Wake up to community updates, spotlight interviews, and sports updates, brought to you by KMIH's student leaders. Grab a cup of coffee and turn up the dial. This is Breakfast on the Bridge.
Good morning, Breakfast on the Bridge. I'm Kylie.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Song.
And we are going to be your anchors this morning, and we have so much to talk about today. We will have news from Ava and sports from Zach. So, how was your guys' weekends? How are you doing this morning?
I mean, pretty solid. Couldn't ask for much more. The weather's been good lately. A little bit of rain, but it's starting to warm up here in Seattle and Mercer Island. And then, yeah, I'm just excited for what the spring has for us.
Yeah, what about you, Andrew?
Yeah, I had quite a thrilling weekend at the Mercer Island Sound Transit grand opening.
Did you?
It was quite a splendid time. I'm really glad I went. So, yeah, that was probably the highlight.
It was a big community event, I would say. This transit, I mean, Andrew has some strong opinions about it. I've heard, but yeah, it's been pretty big. There was like a lot of people dressed up in costumes at this opening, and we actually had a radio tent at the Sound Transit opening. Were you guys there?
Yes, me and Sam were there operating the tent and walking around and interviewing other members of the community and small businesses. It was quite a great time.
Awesome.
Yeah, we had some great interviews. We met some great people, learned some great new skills from several other people that we will highlight later on in this week's segment. And yeah, it was just a great time overall.
Awesome.
And we were really able to enjoy ourselves.
I'm so glad to hear that. I would say this is a big deal. I mean, I went to Bellevue and they were still celebrating there. Like, the Sound Transit has been long awaited, I feel like. But
yeah, for sure. I mean, it has been in great anticipation for the past, I mean, I would say 10 to 12 years. So
yeah. So for this episode, to give you guys a little run through of what we're going to be doing, we have a lot of features for you, including our community calendar we have every week, Econ for All, we have Today in History, we have a Question of the Week by Psalm, actually, and then we have a boys soccer feature, an MI Robotics update, and a Song of the Week. So this is going to be a jam-packed episode of so many things to listen to, and we'll start you guys off with our community calendar. So here it is.
Welcome to the Community Calendar, a weekly segment going into the news and events happening right here on Mercer Island and in the surrounding Seattle area. I'm Maggie Anderson reporting for this week. This Wednesday, April 1st at 7 p.m., the McCall Hall Auditorium presents Shen Yun, the Beauty of Divine Beings Dancing. The gong resounds, the curtains open, and fairies emerge from a sea of billowing clouds. Mongolians ride on horseback across grasslands as vast as a sky. Dynasties rise and fall as ancient legends of love, loss, humor, and valor unfold before your eyes. Shen Yun sends out to create a performance so extraordinary. For ticket information, go to www.shenyun.com. This Saturday morning, April 4th, Island Books on Mercer Island is hosting a story time with Nancy Stewart. At 9:30 a.m., join for Mercer Island's own, who's a professional singer and songwriter. She's won the ALA Notable Children's Recording Award, multiple Parents' Choice Awards, and WLA Visionary Award. She started the project Sing With Our Kids to educate parents about songs and activities for kids from birth to age 5. So of course, kids are very welcome to join. If you're looking for an opportunity to get outside and help the environment, then join the Earth Month event restoration at Gallagher Hill Open Space this Saturday, the 4th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come for park cleanup, where they will be removing ivy and weeds to keep the space clean and healthy. It will be a great chance to get your hands in the dirt, learn about native plants in our local forests, and work alongside neighbors and friends. This Sunday, the 5th, Mercer Island Library is hosting the Lego Block Party from 3 to 4 p.m. Build together at an unstructured creative playhouse and stay for the entire session or pop in for just a few minutes. The library will supply the bricks and other construction toys. You supply the imagination. Ages 5 and older are welcome, and registration is not required. So if you're feeling creative, be sure to stop by to show your passion. Now, let's get back to Breakfast on the Bridge.
All right. there's so much going on in our community. I'm so excited. I love when there's, I love when Mercer Island comes together for certain things. And especially like we just mentioned, the sound transit. It's so sweet. And all like our lacrosse games, baseball games. I actually went to the baseball game last night, Little League night. And it seemed like the whole Mercer Island was there. So have you guys been to any sports games recently?
Yeah, I've been attending some baseball games recently. I heard there was a famous snail race yesterday.
I actually was one of the snails in that snail race.
Oh my God!
Yes.
You're in the snail race.
I was in the snail race.
Oh my
and
God.
I won the snail race
Whoa.
too.
Well,
Yes.
I was unaware. First of all, I was unaware you were participating. Second of all, I was
Yeah.
unaware we had a snail race champion in here.
Yeah.
This is the snail race champion.
Yeah,
And
no big deal.
If our viewers don't know, the snail race is one of the most historic, I'm telling you, historic events in all of Mercer Island. I mean, every year we're doing a snail race. And
Totally.
I don't even know, like, the level of competitiveness in this race is
It's
on another level. And,
super
and
high.
Kylie, having you, a winner,
Yeah.
a champion, in our presence, I mean,
Yeah. Hey,
we
thank
got to
you.
take some notes.
Thank
We
you.
need to take some notes.
Yes, totally. I mean, you guys had to be there. Honestly, it was pretty awesome. My snail is Turbo, and let's just say Turbo held up good. Yeah. So proud of myself. Proud of my, the team that put me in that position.
Yeah, the preparation you put in to win that
Yeah.
must have been otherworldly.
Oh,
Thanks to my team. Yeah.
Totally. And there's a lot of other things going on in the community. We got some stuff in the econ section that we'll hear about in this feature from Luke. So we'll dive in after we hear what he talks about.
Hi, I'm Luke, and you're listening to Econ for All. If you've been to the gas pump recently, you've noticed that gas prices are spiking. The rock and feather economic theory suggests that they're unlikely to come down anytime soon. The Iran war has an important impact on oil and gas prices, and these high prices will likely stick around. There's something that economists call the rock and feathers phenomenon. When oil prices go up, gasoline prices go down like a rocket. They kind of match, but then when oil prices come back down, gasoline prices float down like a feather. They don't go down fast. The rock and feather price transmission means companies, especially in retail, tend to pass on cost increases faster than savings. The key aspects are that prices do not respond symmetrically to cost changes. They rise quickly but fall down slowly on the way down. Common examples are gasoline and oil, airline ticket prices, mortgage rates, and other consumer goods with high demand and limited supply. The reasons for this are retailers trying to maintain or increase profit margins and higher consumer search costs during times of volatility. Research suggests that this effect occurs because companies face less pressure to drop prices when costs fall, compared to the immediate market pressure to raise them when costs increase. The economic impact favors companies, not consumers, as consumers pay more for longer periods, even when the underlying cost of production has dropped. I'm Luke, and you're listening to Econ for All.
Wow, thank you, Luke. Every segment, I'm amazed by the information that Luke knows about the economy. And Sam said he really likes this topic, so go ahead and dive in.
Yeah. A lot of interesting stuff Luke was talking about there. He was talking about how the U.S.'s war against Iran is going to end up to gas prices going up, as we've seen, and not dropping in the near future, because he said as gasoline prices go up, it's like a feather or a rock. Sorry,
Oh,
a
yes,
rock
a
falling
rock.
downwards, and he said it's the rock and feather theory.
Yes,
That's what he
yes,
called it. The
that's
rock and feather.
totally.
So when they go up at the beginning, they fall or they go up really fast, like a drop in a rock. Like they're going
Yeah.
up really fast, and then when the war eventually comes to an end, gas prices are going to fall like a feather. Very slowly.
Oh.
So it's going to be a long, painful wait and agony until those gas prices drop again.
Yeah, I feel like gas prices have been high for a while, and it's just really unfortunate. What do you have to say, Andrew?
Yeah, I was gonna say I filled my car up at the South End yesterday, and it was about $5.88 a gallon, and I was in shock, honestly. If it hit $6, there might be a revolt.
No, seriously, this is honestly appalling. I was in South Carolina this past
Oh, yeah.
weekend. Guess what their gas prices
7?
are? No,
Four.
$3.
Oh.
$3.
Well, yeah, but that's like it is South Carolina.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
they also-
there's a lot of different
There's a
a lot of
different-
nuances.
Yeah.
But in California, gas was getting up to $7 a gallon.
Oh
and
my
that
gosh.
is just
Absurd.
absurd.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I hope that Luke continues to dive into these gas prices
Yeah.
in Econ for All. Did you have anything to add, Andrew?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, isn't Washington the highest gas tax of any state? I think it is.
I think
Don't
it
quote
is.
me on that, but I think
I think you're correct. I feel like my dad talks about that, so I think you're right. And if you guys were wondering, I think there's something that happened today in history. So let's hear it from Will Brock.
Today in history. A significant turning point in engineering history was the official opening of the Eiffel Tower in Paris on March 31st, 1889. The 300-meter tall iron structure created by Gustave Eiffel for the 1889 World Fair was the highest man-made monument in the world at the time. Its odd design was initially regarded by many Parisinians as an eyesore, but it soon came to represent modernity and creativity. Eiffel himself ascended the tower's stairs to raise the French flag at the summit for the opening. What started out as a 20-year-long temporary installation eventually grew into one of the most famous sights on Earth, attracting millions of tourists each year and representing creative and scientific spirit of France. I'm Will Prock, now back to the music on 88.9 The Bridge.
Wow. Another like element segment, is that the word?
Elegant?
Yeah, no, segment of the show that
Yeah.
I look forward to because I never know what happened in our days in history.
Yeah, I
obviously.
know. Will Prock with an absolute masterpiece again. I mean, the way he does it every week, week in and week out, he goes in, he gets a day in history, and it's really fascinating what he was talking about, how the scientific discoveries of this this great man that he was talking about, and the great things that it's done to our society now. It's truly formidable.
Yeah,
Fully
I mean,
agree.
He is so consistent with the show. It's like the tide. Like it's just every week in and out. He gets it done, and I'm really impressed. by him.
I really like that metaphor you got there. In and out, the tide. It may come, it may go, but it
Yeah.
always comes at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
Yeah, I
And
think
it always goes.
I think you can just label this as just consistent. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into making these shows, but the greatest factor, the greatest thing in the game is availability.
Totally.
And
Totally.
the fact that he's available every week to make this awesome segment on Breakfast on the Bridge, just
Yeah.
a true virtue to how
Our station runs.
how our station runs,
And
how dedicated our students are.
as we say, be prepared or be inept.
Be
I got it.
Be prepped or
Quoting
be
the famous
inept.
Dylan show, be prepped or be inept.
Yes. Shout out Dylan Shobe, radio legend here. If you don't know who Dylan Shobe is, I mean, are you living under a rock at this point? Flag dude, radio alumni, love him. And he said that famously, be prepped or be inept. And it is up in our radio room, and we see it every day. And that's what we live by as radio students. And also speaking of being prepped or being inept, Ethan Shops is the most prepped, and he is never inept. He is always here on time, always doing the broadcasts. And he actually made an MI Robotics update. And so we're going to listen to it. And I know he's very passionate about robotics. And he also still makes time for us every week, every broadcast. So shout out Ethan Shops, and let's hear what's going on in the robotics department.
It's time for the MI Robotics Update. I'm Ethan Shops, here to explore the world of robotics and provide updates on how the Mercer Island robotics team is doing this season. Let's get into it. Hello there and welcome to this week's MI Robotics Update. I am joined here by the Outreach and Awards and Scouting Captain of the MI Robotics team, Ishan Sidhu. Ishan has been on the team since her sophomore year and is now a senior. So, Ishan, recently, you guys had two regional qualifiers, one at Wilsonville, Oregon, and the other in Sammamish. At Wilsonville, Oregon, you guys got second placed and were a finalist, and at Sammamish, you actually won it all. Are there any tactics that you plan on sticking with for your district competition?
For our district competition, we're going to keep with our tactic of shooting while moving. It worked really well for us at our 2 regional comps and even helped us win at Sammamish. We just need to get down on getting it faster and more accurate, so increasing our FPS, which is fuel per second.
That's super cool. Honestly, shooting while moving is just really impressive programming-wise. That's honestly amazing that you guys are able to do that, and it sounds super efficient for scoring as many fuel as possible. Also, just for some context, fuel is essentially the game piece that you are scoring in this year's robotics competition. So, Ishan, you recently got the title of scouting captain. What does scouting typically entail at a robotics competition?
So scouting is when we have a group of 6 people and we look at other teams that are in matches, and we look at all the matches. We see how accurate they are scoring from where they score from, how quickly they can score, and whether their robot has any issues and stuff. And this helps us when we go into our elimination matches, where we get to pick other teams if we are in a high up position, who we want to work with, and those are the teams that we stick with through all eliminations and help us go to finals and win. And scouting was really big at both of our comps. It helped us get first pick in both alliances that we got and helped us win.
That's super great. It sounds like scouting is just a really key part of robotics in general. So your guys' district competition is up and coming. Is there anything you guys are going to try and improve or change before that?
So we're going to change our turret, which is our spinning shooter, and we're going to lower it just to increase accuracy and speed so that we can get balls into our shooter. If it's in this hopper or like kind of bucket-like situation, and it moves up with gears and motors, and we want to make that process quicker so that we can shoot more fuels as fast as possible and score more points.
It sounds like you guys are doing a really good job of assessing what you're already doing good and then seeing what you can do to improve so that you don't change something that's already good. I think that's just a really important skill to have in general. Well, that was Ishan Sidhu, the award scouting and outreach captain of the MI Robotics team. Their district competition is April 10th through 12th. Let's wish them luck, and let's get back to Breakfast on the Bridge.
Wow. I was not even aware that they're doing like battle bots. Is that what it's called? Like battling each other?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a true testament to what our robotics team has to do. I mean, they just told us they won the big tournament in Sammamish High School, and
that's so
it is
exciting.
incredible.
Shout out robotics. Congrats. I hope you guys win at districts. That's what they're going to next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
I think this sounds quite interesting. It sounds like it's very difficult from an engineering perspective, you know, and I feel like the way they keep evaluating their robot and chasing greatness, it's really inspiring to me personally.
Truly. I'm right there with you. I can't even imagine how this is possible. They're talking about like flamethrowers, or is that what they're called?
Turrets, and they were shooting fuels at the other robots, and they
Fuels.
wanted to improve their turrets and the way it reloaded and raised and lowered.
Wow.
Wow. I
That's
mean, this
incredible.
Is, again, as Andrew was saying, this is really a true feat of engineering. I mean, you're looking at the robot from one side, and as a regular guy, you're seeing it, and you're like, there is no way a robot could shoot fuel
Totally.
at other robots and beat the other robots to oblivion, to a pulp. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And this is really impressive. Love it from our guy, Ethan Shops, and his team.
Yeah. Thank you, Ethan Schatz, for interviewing Ishan. That really gave me a lot of information about what the robotics team does. And I know that they also make t-shirt shooters,
Oh, yeah.
t-shirt throwers at the assemblies. They use those. But yeah, that's really cool. And I'm glad we know all this information about robotics. Shout out robotics. Hope you guys win at districts. We have a lot more news to cover, and we have a news update with Ava Chastain. So here it is. Handing it over to you, Ava.
Thank you, Kylie. You're listening to KMIH 889 The Bridge. This is Ava with your latest news headlines. Gas prices in the U.S. hit an average of $4 per gallon today, and their highest level since 2022, according to AAA. Average prices at the pump are now higher than at any point during President Donald Trump's 2 terms. Gas prices have surged since the start of the war in the Middle East, rising by about $1 per gallon over the past month. Oil prices also rose slightly today a day after the U.S. crude oil settled above $100 per barrel for the first time since July 2022. This comes after Trump threatened that he would obliterate Iran's energy sources if a deal to end the war was not reached, and the Strait of Hormuz is not reopened, deepening fears the conflict would escalate further. King Charles's first state visit to the United States will go ahead next month, despite calls for the trip to be delayed over objections to the Iran war. Buckingham Palace said that on Tuesday that King Charles and Queen Camilla are making the trip across the Atlantic on the advice of the UK government and at the invitation of President Trump. Although the visit wasn't confirmed until today, the King's trip to Washington this spring has been widely speculated in British media for weeks. However, a growing number of UK lawmakers have questioned whether it would be wise for Charles to continue with the visit, with some calling for the trip to be scrapped or postponed as the conflict in the Middle East enters its second month. Now, let's take a look locally. Thanks to a mild winter and warmer temperatures recently, the 2026 Skagit Valley Tulips Festival is kicking off early this Wednesday. The festival traditionally runs through April, but the Rusengard owner and farmer Brent Rusen said he recommends getting out to the festival by the second week if you want to see all the colors in bloom. This year, Tulip Valley Farms features 400,000 daffodils and about 2 million tulips. Dozens of varieties are featured in total. This is a great way to celebrate the beginning of spring with family and friends. Don't miss it. And now, a look at our weather. Highs will reach the high 50s and lows will dip down into the mid 40s tonight. Expect clouds moving in this afternoon and sticking around for the remainder of the week. This is Ava, and you're listening to KMIH 889 The Bridge, where music and conversation spans generations.
Thank you, Ava. That's so much information. And one thing that I wanted to talk about with you, Ava, is the Tulip Farm. Is she still there?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
still
she
there.
is.
Yep.
Okay, the Tulip Festival Farm in Skagit Valley, right?
Yes.
Okay, I have always wanted to go to this because it looks so fun. But isn't it just like, do you know if there's like a limited time on this?
I would say it's probably, I remember going last year with my parents, but I would say it's probably like in the early spring. It's like really, really pretty though.
Okay. So you went last year.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And do you recommend?
Oh, absolutely. It's so pretty. It's worth the drive.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You guys hear this? Tulip Farm.
I'm so excited for everyone who is going to this said Tulip Farm. I think it'll be very good to look at. And
I agree with that. I think radio should take a field trip, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, class field trip to the Tulip Farm. I'm liking it. How far is the drive?
I don't really remember. I would say it was probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
And it's like only tulips.
I wonder if our new railroad or light rail system could take us to the Tulip Farm.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
No.
That would be fun though. It would like 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah,
It would kill 2 birds.
I like the optimism there, but unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to take the Bridge Mobile.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I think maybe just this Breakfast on the Bridge crew, right after we're done with this show, takes Bridge Mobile to Tulip Farm.
To said Tulip Farm, yes. With what was it? 1 million tulips and 400,000.
400,000 daffodils and like 2 million tulips.
Wow, that
See?
just sounds incredible.
A lot of flowers.
That is a lot of flowers.
I mean, in spring, those would definitely get the allergies going. Am I right, Helms?
Yeah, I mean that would really deeply affect the allergies. Yes, some.
Are you very affected by allergies, both of you?
We are both deeply affected by allergies in the springtime. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. The pollen.
The pollen, it's absolutely, it's brutal.
Brutal.
Yeah.
It is brutal out here when the pollen is in the air, you know. Yeah. So I hope that everyone gets out to the Tulip Farm in Skagit Valley, and thank you for our news update.
Yes,
Eva.
you're welcome.
It was so awesome. We have so much more to talk about, but I don't want to make you guys listen to us talking this whole time. So we're going to play some Drake up in here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Drake.
Okay, so we have Passion Fruit on the docket, and this was Andrew's request. So after this, we'll talk about our favorite songs, get into the song of the week as well. So here it is.
Hold on. Hold on. I got to start this record over again. Wait a minute. That's still on this record. I'ma play this for y'all. Hey, y'all get some more drinks going on. I sound a whole lot better.
Listen, seeing you got ritualistic, cleansing my soul of addiction for now, 'cause I'm falling apart. Yep, tension between us just like picket fences. You got issues that I won't mention for now, 'cause we're falling apart. Passionate from miles away, passive with the things you say, passing up on my old ways. I can't blame you, no. No. Passionate from miles away, passive with the things you say, passing up on my old ways. I can't blame you, no. No. Listen, harder building trust from a distance. I think we should rule out commitment for now, 'cause we're falling apart. Leaving, you're just doing that to get even. Don't pick up the pieces, just leave it for now. They keep falling apart. Passionate from miles away, passive with the things you say, passing up on my old ways. I can't blame you, no. No. Passionate from miles away, passive with the things you say, passing up on my old ways. I can't blame you, no. No.
Trying to think of the right thing to say.
Okay, great song, classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, passion fruit, man. I don't know if you guys have ever ate passion fruit, but it's very smooth. Just
I
like this
actually
song.
have not. I don't think I've ever tried passion fruit before.
Yeah, I've had some passion fruit. I would say it fits the song very well. It's a beautiful song. It's a masterpiece. Drake is he's like Picasso creating a painting, and
Wow.
the painting is passion fruit.
Wow,
For the
that was
fruit.
a beautiful, just everything you said. Beautiful words by
Thank you,
Andrew.
thank you, thank you.
So what is your guys' favorite song? Would you say right now? What have you been listening to? Maybe not favorite song, but what have you been listening to? Spring vibes, like anything?
Yeah, I mean, I've been into a lot of country recently. I don't really know why, but
Classic.
I kind of rotate between everything. Little country, little bit of rock, little bit of rap. You know, somewhere in there I find a good equilibrium. So, you
Oh,
know.
totally. What about you, Psalm?
You know, Personally, I like some country songs. It's not my favorite genre. So I tend to usually stay away. Besides, I listen to a little bit of Zach Bryan here and there. I mean, it's good. It's soothing. Right now, obviously it's house music time, so I'm really liking that stuff. But personally, I mean, I don't really know my favorite song, but like a reoccurring song that I listen to just all over the past few years. Staying on the topic of Drake, I'll say Fair Trade. I've listened to that a lot over the past few years. It's been my number one. In a few years, and I'm a big fan. I mean, I like Drake a lot. So
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, so we've been talking so much about ourselves. Let's go to you, Kylie.
Okay, wow, thank you. I don't really know. I would say country is feeling like the vibe. It's like when it's sunny out, it's like I want to listen to country music because summer, country, they're the same, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I feel like I've had a hard time with music recently. Like I just don't know what to play. And then I nanny every day, so then these kids K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh my God, K-pop Demon Hunters. I work a job with these little kids. All they want is K-pop Demon Hunters.
It's the worst.
Like the same. I don't like it at all.
No.
They made me buy K-pop Demon Hunter stickers, and then Amazon sent me the wrong ones. It was really sad.
No.
Yesterday, they're all really sad, and I was like,
sorry guys.
I was like, sorry guys, I can't do this. And they're like, play K-pop Demon Hunter song. I'm like, stop, because I told this to Mr. Helms here. My Spotify DJ is getting messed up.
Oh no!
Because I would skip and I randomly get some K-pop Demon Hunter song, and I'm like, all right, that's
it's
it.
like
That's
golden
enough.
in the middle of a
That's the only
Drake
one.
song.
Yes.
Oh no!
I know it's
and now
truly, it's horrific.
These boys, they really like Italian brain rot. So they've been really into that, which is such a blast from the past because it's not a thing anymore. And they play oh my gosh, it's this one song and they know it drives me crazy and they always play it. And it's I don't even know how it goes. It's just a bunch of Italian words and it's so annoying. But yeah. What about you? What do you think about that, Andrew?
Wow, I was just processing what an interesting topic we found ourselves on here. I think Italian brain rot, I think that's a thing of the past. I agree with you. A little blast from the past.
Yeah.
That would probably drive me crazy too. So
Yeah.
I'm good on all that. And K-pop Demon Hunters, I have a younger sister, but I don't really know if she watches K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm not too familiar with it, so I'm pretty grateful for both of those things.
Wow.
You're
Wait,
grateful. You should be, man.
how old is your sister?
She's 11 years old. Her name is Brooke. She's in 5th grade.
Okay, so I feel like that is K-pop Demon Hunters age.
I don't know. I think the kids I'm with, they're 4 to 5.
I guess you're right.
They're and they're really big fans, man. I don't know.
It's like the new Frozen, I would say. People are that obsessed with
I don't
this
know what
movie.
happened to oh, it's a movie. I thought it was a show.
No, it's a movie.
I was gonna say I didn't know what happened to some classics. Ninjago. Were you guys a big
Paw Patrol?
Yeah, Wild Kratts.
Wild Kratts.
Wild
Kratts. I think Mr. Helms here has such a great vocabulary. I think besides reading, Wild Kratts has to be where you figured out all these scientific terms, right?
Oh, that's fully true.
Yeah, I don't know if I talk in a scientific way, but I just love a good Wild Kratts. It's educational. It got the body moving. It got the blood flow going. It was great. It was great to watch at 8 a.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Nice bowl of cereal, Cheerios, if you will. Little Wild Kratts.
Little honey nut Cheers, if you will.
Totally. That's so nostalgic,
Little
actually.
whole milk.
Little Disney Channel,
Disney Channel.
young version.
Were you guys big Disney the Disney TV shows, the non-animated
Oh
ones?
yeah, Jessie,
Lab
Bunk,
Rats.
Lab
Lab
Rats.
Rats.
Classic. That is kind of underground.
Kicking it.
Wow.
I do love
Yeah.
Kicking it.
I think we should revisit Bunked here. Is that Camp
Bunked.
Kikiwaka?
Yeah, Camp Kikiwaka.
Camp Kikiwaka.
That was one of the best shows I think I've ever witnessed in my whole life. Oh, wait, let me put you guys on. Henry Danger. Did anyone else
Henry
watch
Danger.
that?
Henry Danger, that is a classic. You guys, back to the animated world of things. I mean, I didn't watch it too much, but Henry Danger always reminds me of Johnny Test. I don't know if you guys were fans. It's like
What's
also a
that?
superhero show. I thought it was
Wait.
I thought it was really known. I didn't watch it either.
Wait,
but
it's not known to me.
Oh.
But Henry Danger, this is kind of a crazy shout, I feel like, but the relationship between Henry and his mentor, what's this guy's name? What's that guy's name? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I forget.
It reminds me of, have you guys seen Suits?
I have seen Suits.
Yes, Harvey and Mike. I
Harvey
feel
and
like
Mike.
it's the same vibes.
I mean, I've only watched I don't know. I know who Harvey and Mike. I watch it on TikTok a lot.
Yeah, that's
a great-
classic show, and I feel like it's a good duo comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His name is Ray Manchester.
Ray Manchester and
The
Henry
name's
Danger
Manchester.
are the
Manchester
same
Ray,
as
yeah.
Harvey Specter and Mike Ross
I like
from
it.
Suits.
Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Yes. I like it.
We got a little far away from songs, but I feel like we covered, you like a little country. We got some rap in here and some diversity in this room
Yeah,
with
I
the
know.
music
yeah.
taste. And we actually have a Song of the Week episode. So let's hear what everyone else thinks. Let's hear about their songs of the week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to Easy Street Song of the Week, presented by KMIH, a weekly show where we highlight songs by underground artists nominated by the knowledgeable and wise staff at Easy Street Records in Seattle. Hi, I'm your host, Ava Chastain. This week, I nominated I'll Change For You, which is off of Mitski's most recent album, Nothing's About to Happen to Me. This album was released by Mitski on February 27th, 2026. The album was fully written and sung by Mitski, and the lyrics in the song clearly display a sense of yearning and wanting the speaker's lover to come back. This is displayed through the lyrics, watching all the cars passing by like a kid waiting for my ride. The orchestra instrumentals featured throughout the song really exemplify the feelings and really adds to the emotions in this song. Now, here is I'll Change For You by Mitski.
Do I let our love die when you're the only other keeper of my most precious memories? Yeah, I've been drinking. Why is that gotta mean I can't call you about you and me? 'Cause I'd do anything for you to love me again. If you don't like me now, I'll change for you. Bars, such magic places. You can be without the people, without having anyone at all. Now they say they're closing, so I'm loitering outside, watching all the cars passing by, like a kid waiting for my ride. I'll do anything for you to love me again. If you don't like me now, I'll change for you. I'll change for you.
Thanks for listening to Easy Street Song of the Week, presented by KMIH. I'm Ava Chastain. Keep tuning in to KMIH 889 The Bridge for more music and conversation that spans generations.
Thank you, Ava.
Wow, that song was incredible. The melodic song, not the melodic song, the melodic notes I was hearing, you know, we had the high pitches, we had the low pitches, the kick drum. It was quite beautiful. I thought it was quite reminiscent of some of Drake's songs. You know, it was just
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was like maybe Late Night Drive. It was quite spectacular.
Yeah, I got Late Night Drive vibes as well.
Yeah, and a absolutely splendid instrumental in the background there, similar to how modern artists are doing that. You know, they're mixing in Late Night Drive songs, as we were talking about, with beautiful lyrics. So I think this song could be in the near future. I wouldn't be surprised to see it on billboards as the instrumental to a big rapper song.
I am right there with you. Easy Street Records, shout out. Were you gonna say something, Andrew?
Yeah, I was just gonna make a little comment piggybacking off of Sam here. You know, I think it wouldn't surprise me if Drake or 21 Savage or Travis Scott sampled this in one of their new albums. Like, I think we could very safely expect one of these to be sampled in the near future.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, the vibes are a little bit different, but I think that like Drake is capable of.
You know, I really think he's capable of anything. Okay, these days, you can really be doing anything with music, and that's why we're excited. So, great, thank you, Easy Street.
Yes, thank you, Easy Street. Thank you, Ava, for making that Song of the Week episode. I actually thought Song of the Week was more like, what's your favorite song this week? Like, similar to Question of the Week.
Ooh.
But I liked that. We got to hear the full song, and shout out Easy Street once again. And speaking of Question of the Week, Sam has prepared another amazing segment. So, shall we take... Actually, do you want to give us a little preview of what the question is?
Oh, yeah. What are you excited to use a light rail? I mean, me and Andrew were at the great grand opening of the station, and we interviewed a large diaspora of people, and it was great. All right.
Andrew, dig it? No, come on.
Yeah, I was just going to elaborate on that. We talked to many people. We talked to a karate dojo, and I think there's a pretty significant part of this question of the week is based on us and our conversation with this sensei. And I believe his name was Sensei Todd.
Love it. All right, let's hear what Sensei Todd has to say.
Welcome back to this week's episode of Question of the Week. I'm your host, Tom, and in this show, I go around Mercer Island High School asking my fellow students and staff a new question every week. Now let's get right into this week's episode with something new. Why are you excited to use the Mercer Island Light Rail? This week, I started off in the Mercer Island Park and Ride, where I ran into an MIHS alumni, Lisa, and two senior soccer players, Matthias and Oleg, who just could not pass up on answering this week's question.
I'm excited to take the light rail to University of Washington to watch sporting events and not have to worry about parking.
I'm most excited for just, getting on the light rail with friends and being able to go wherever with no limitations whatsoever. I think it allows me to further pursue my dreams, and that's what's most important.
After that, I stumbled into some of radio's best, Luke, Brady, and Avery, taking a walk around the event, where I stopped to ask them what they're excited to do with the light rail.
I like the sustainability of the light rail, saving so much gas and good for the environment and good to do the same forms of transportation.
I'm just so excited that after 10 years of anticipation, it's just, oh my goodness, so many people here, and I'm just excited that everyone's going to be able to ride this light rail.
I'm most excited for the light rail to be another alternative that we can go places off island, and I think it's going to be great for all the community.
Lastly, I ran into Sensei Todd from Mercer Island Martial Arts, a great Mercer Island family, and one of the best radio students in our station, Kraken Max.
I'm excited for the light rail because it's a real historic moment for our community and the region, and hopefully more people take light rail than drive cars every day.
I'm really excited to have a way to go straight to Seattle without having to take a bus.
I'm excited for the light rail because I think it's going to be much easier to get around the Puget Sound area, and it's going to take a lot of cars off the road, so better for the environment, and it's just a fun way to get around. So those are just a couple reasons why I'm excited.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Now back to the music and conversation that spans generations on KMIH 889 The Bridge.
Wow, that was... I don't know what to say. That was... I think we have to... Everyone has to say, good job, Sam, because that was so good.
I mean, congrats to you, Sam. It sounds like you're giving yourself a pat on the back.
I'll give you a little pat on the back. Here you go. Let's just analyze that segment there for a second. I like the wide diversity of people you interviewed,
Totally.
between students, parents, families. It was quite spectacular. However, I did notice a crucial segment was missing. What happened to Sensei Todd?
So, unfortunately, Sensei Todd's audio did cut out, but man, I could play it right now or next week maybe. Maybe we could make an own segment out of this, but this man was truly inspirational. So, to give you guys a little bit of background, me and Andrew were at the great opening of the light rail station, and we ran into Sensei Todd from the Mercer Island Martial Arts, and man, this guy was something else. He gave me, Brady, and Avery and Andrew a 5-minute session on how to defend ourselves. And me and Andrew gave him the explanation about how we trained under Sensei Andrew of Karate West on the South End until we were 7 years old. And he was really here to hone in our skills.
That is incredible. And I'm so glad you guys got the opportunity to meet this guy.
Yeah.
Sensei Todd.
He walked up to us with the microphone. He was like, "Oh, do you boys want to join our dojo? You look like very fit young men." And we were like, "Of course, Mr. Todd." And so Mr. Todd was like, "Oh, here you go. We're going to practice some blocks, right?" So he gave us some clubs and he gave some of our friends some pads, and we were supposed to, they were supposed to practice blocking us as we hit them with the clubs. So it was quite entertaining.
Wow. That's honest. I'm a little bit upset I wasn't there with you guys to experience Mr. Todd, Sensei Todd, whatever you want to call him, Master Todd, whatever you want to, maybe just Mr. Todd.
Mr. Todd, yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I'm really glad you guys had that opportunity. And great question of the week again, Sam. I mean, seriously, yeah. Pat yourself on the back maybe one more time.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm really impressed.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a little bit of a quick transition, but we got to get sports in. Zach has been super excited to give this report for you guys. So let's hear from Zach, our very own sports team member, maybe MVP. Here is the update.
You're listening to KMIH 889 The Bridge. This is Zach with your sports update. In Seattle sports, the Mariners are off to a solid start to their season after beating the Yankees last night 2-1, thanks to a Cal Raleigh walk-off single in the ninth, improving the Mariners' record to 3-2. Cole Young also had an impressive night, going 3 for 4 with an RBI, following a similar trend to the start of the Mariners season, the bottom of the Mariners lineup producing runs instead of their expected star players at the top of the lineup. There have been a few slow starts for the Mariners from the likes of Julio Rodriguez and Josh Naylor. However, the Mariners are still winning games, which is always a good sign. The M's play again tonight against the Yankees at 6:40 p.m. Moving on to college basketball. Final Four week has officially kicked off. On the men's side, Arizona, Michigan, UConn, and Illinois have emerged as the powerhouses to watch heading into the final stretch of March Madness. In the women's bracket, the road to the championship continues as UConn, UCLA, South Carolina, and Texas have all punched their tickets to the national semifinals. Congratulations to the Mercer Island High School drill team for defending their state title in the military competition for the second consecutive year. Over the weekend, the Islanders also secured second place in Palm and third place in the optional kick routine, proving that months of intense training truly paid off. Their dominant performance across multiple categories is a massive accomplishment for the entire MIHS community. Today, Mercer Island High School lacrosse plays today at 7 in the jungle against Skyline. And funny enough, Mercer Island High School soccer also plays against Skyline at 7, but it is away at Skyline. Be sure to come out to at least one of these games to support the Islanders. This is Zach. Now back to the music and conversation that spans generations.
Thank you, Zach. So many sports going on. Spring sports have just begun. Mariners, real season has just started. And you gave such a good update of all the sports going on in our community and just in general. Especially drill. Mm-hmm. We are going to dive further into drill, but I first want to talk about March Madness. Do you guys have a bracket?
Oh boy, do I love some good March Madness talk. I would just like to highlight that Duke lost to UConn on that incredible buzzer beater by that UConn kid. He hit an absolute screamer from, it was honestly probably about 35 feet out. And
it was crazy.
He swished it. The swish heard around the world. That's what it's been deemed. And good for them knocking out Duke, probably the most prestigious basketball team in the country.
I was very ecstatic that Duke got out, I will say.
Actually, I told Andrew Helms the day before, I think UConn's going to win this tournament. And he responded, or actually I was talking to you and your dad. You guys responded with the coach is a nut job. They're not going to win.
Whoa.
And
I did not say the coach is a nut job. I said he's very intense, but he's a winner. Okay?
He's a winner.
He's been to 2 of the last 3. Okay, he's going to 3 of the last 4 now. He could go 3-peat. However, I don't think whoever wins Arizona versus Michigan is going to win the national championship.
I disagree. I don't think when you have a shot like that, the momentum you have completely can shift an entire tournament. That's why it's March. That's why there's madness. Okay?
Oh.
That was absolute madness. That was insane.
That was.
I don't think with my human eyes I've ever seen something as good as that. Besides, Jenkins. Jenkins pulling up for 3 to win the national championship in 2017. When I was watching that.
Yeah, totally. And so you guys did say, is your bracket doing good? Do you have a bracket? Are you guys competing in one? Are you in a group together or no?
Yeah, I'm competing in one, and I have one because you need one to compete in one.
No, but I'm saying like the two of you against each other.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to join our friend group league, but I am in one with
the big guys.
This is my tennis coach and his friends, and this big pot, and I had Iowa State winning, and they lost.
Wow, what a poor decision. I don't know what you're doing if you don't pick Arizona to win. Like, obviously they're going to win. They're going to beat Michigan. And then U of A is going to take the national championship, and it's going to complete my sporting year. It's going to go, the Mariners made it pretty far. The Hawks won. Then Arizona's going to win, and then I'm going to retire a winner this year.
Wow.
The thing is, the main thing I'm drawing from March Madness, as long as everyone has fun, everyone is a winner. So I don't think there's a certain winner or loser.
My bracket was busted, so
that's unfortunate.
yeah, but I'm having fun.
Yes.
And that's all that matters.
So that's why I'm a winner.
I disagree with Sam's quote. He always pulls us out when we play basketball and he's down by 20. He's like, you know what? As long as we're here, we're having fun. And I strongly disagree. If I lose to Sam in any way, I get very angry.
You know the thing is, I don't think I've ever lost. That's like my main thing.
Oh my God.
That's like one of the main things.
That's like the main thing about you is that you never lose. No, totally.
Like similar to someone, Andrew, you can hop in and say this one for me. Similar to who? From Alvin and Chickmunks, who never loses?
Oh, Ian Hawk from Alvin and Chickmunks. He never loses, and this is why we model our lives based off of him.
Yes. And
classic. What's your favorite Alvin and the Chipmunks? Gotta be Chipwrecked.
Gotta be Chipwrecked. That is not. Is that even a question?
I mean, it's a dumb question.
I kind of disagree. I like the one where they're like running through downtown Manhattan. I think that's what it is. They're running through some major city. I think it's quite entertaining.
Are you thinking
that's probably like the first or second
one? The first one?
I mean, I'm thinking there's nothing like the Ian Hawke in the duck suit unveiling himself.
It's peak humor. It's gotta be peak.
There's nothing like that's absolute cinema. All right.
No, I'm right there with you.
And while talking about winning, I mean.
Yes,
the drill team did win state.
Destroyed state 2 times now, back to back, and we have a very own radio member, the GOAT, some may say, Rilka Dalton in the studio right next to us, here to talk about drill state. So, hey Rilka.
Hi Kylie.
How you doing?
Great, thanks for having me on.
Of course. So, big weekend for the drill department and for you. Of course. So give us a little recap. Tell us about how it was. When did you guys get there? How was the sleep?
Yeah. Yeah, so we actually went down on Friday morning, and how it works is there's 2 days of state. There's one day for 4A, and then there's another day for 3A, which is our division. And this year, 4A went first. So we went down on Friday, and we watched a couple of the 4A routines. They were pretty good. And then, we basically just had dinner, did a little bonding, and went to sleep for the big day. And the next day we woke up at 7, got our breakfast, and our routines were pretty spread out through the day. It was kind of difficult because our first routine was kick, and that was on at 1.
Ooh.
And then we had like 6 hours until our next routine, which was military at 6:45, and then it was pretty back to back with Palm 45 minutes later at like 7:30.
Wow, okay, that's incredible. So you guys had like a full 12-hour day, would you say? Maybe even like 13 hours?
Yeah, it was pretty long. I mean, we got back to the high school at, I think, 12:30.
Oh my gosh.
So, it was pretty long, but it was pretty long and successful, so.
Yes, and would you say as a senior, this was the perfect way to end is this the end of drill, like, kind of like drill season?
Yeah, well, this is the end of our competition season. You can still look forward to senior assembly.
Oh, duh.
But this was pretty much the end. And I would say we went out pretty strong. We didn't have very high hopes going into this competition just because our ranking had been pretty low from districts in the competitions before. So I would say we were pretty surprised by our win. But I do think it was well earned. Yeah. And I think the team did really good.
That's so incredible. So us three get to see drill perform at every assembly, and every single time I'm so amazed, and so I'm not surprised you guys won state, but that kind of shocked me to hear that you're surprised. Did you say you guys didn't do as well at the other ones?
Yeah, so basically, at last year we won state in all three, but
Yeah.
leading up to that, we had been placing pretty high, like first and second place in the competitions, and at districts, we also, I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure we won all three categories at
Yeah.
districts. And then this year at districts, we only won POM. So that was the one that we kind of had high expectations for, but the
Yeah.
other routines were kind of less so. But then we did end up winning military at state. And then we got second place for POM, and kick came in third place. So it was pretty good.
That's so exciting. And I would say, like, I talked to Julie Fernandez, another drill senior. I saw her the day after she won, and she said that it was like a lot of emotions, super happy, but also a lot of bittersweet feelings, as it's like the curtain call, final state. Would you say you were feeling similar ways, or are you kind of like, I'm kind of done with this?
I mean, well, I was definitely a little sad, especially because I'm not going to dance in college. So this
Yeah.
was kind of like my last hurrah. But it will be nice to not have to wake up at 5 a.m. every morning.
Right there with you. I am on cheer, and we also
Yeah.
have to wake up in the morning. And we are like, our season's over, so
Yeah.
it has been so nice to not have to wake up at 6 every day. I mean, you guys have 5 a.m. Wake up call?
I mean, well, our practice starts at 6. So
it's
depending on how long it takes you to get to the school.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like my nightmare.
Yeah.
I will say. Well, thank you so. Well, I don't want to end on a bad note like that, but so would you say this has been the highlight of your drill career, or like, is there a certain highlight that you have, like an assembly performance you loved, or would you say that this one takes the cake?
I mean, I personally do like the assemblies a little bit more just because of the vibes.
Yeah.
It's like unbeatable. But I will say winning state has to be up there.
Yeah, totally. Well, thank you so much for coming on this morning, Rilke. We love to hear from you.
Yes, thank you, Kylie, for having me.
Of course. Okay, well, we're nearing the end of our episode of Breakfast on the Bridge, and we've had so many fun conversations, lots of features. What would you say has been the highlight of your show? What feature was the best, do you think?
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult one. Everything from the light rail to Ian Hawk to the rock and feather, econ formula.
Don't forget the K-pop Demon Hunters, man. I don't even think. And what else were we talking about?
We were talking about
the
Tulip Farm.
The parallels between Henry Danger and
Suits. Mike Ross and Harvey Specter.
Yes.
Wow, so many things. I'm going to have to go with, I think the Tulip Farm was my favorite moment of the whole show. I hope everyone agrees with me.
Yeah, and if you weren't listening at that point in time, we were talking about the Tulip Farm in Skagit Valley. It is now open, 2 million tulips. So be there sometime soon. And Sam, you think...
I don't think this is even a question.
Question of the week? Probably
I don't even think this is a question, if you will.
Wow, I think if you say question
pun
of the week,
intended.
it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Fun fact: I actually started question of the week, and Sam took it over.
That is. First of all, it was my idea. Sorry, we're not gonna get in an argument here on Breakfast on the Bridge, but it was my idea. Andrew was doing with me in the beginning. Then I decided to reinvent it, if you will. I mean, I really just took it and I took it and broke it into some pieces and crafted something new out of it, if you will. So
if you will.
And I won't put it as my number one. I mean, I'm gonna give it to Econ for All for the gas prices. I mean, it really highlighted something that's important in the country today, important to me. I mean, important to everyone around us.
Totally. I'm right there with you. Luke Loisel with the Econ for All classic. I mean, every week I look forward to Luke in his Luke segment.
Yeah.
And I would say my favorite part of this show that we've had so many good conversations, so many good features, but Song of the Week, shout out Easy Street Records again, I think.
Yeah, and what was that song called again?
Oh, I'm blanking. Do you remember, Andrew?
No, I honestly do not remember. I was more focused on analyzing the melodic rhythm of it and not the name.
I got lost in the song as well, but I will look that up once this is over, and
All right.
I'll let you know. And we'll post that
And
on our Instagram. But that's all we have for this week's episode of Breakfast on the Bridge. I'm your host, Kylie, and I'm joined by...
I'm Andrew.
And Sam. And also we had Ava and Zach on News and Sports.
Yes,
and we had Roka with the drill recap.
Roka with the drill recap. We also had a few people behind the scenes we should shout out. We had Porter with the cameras and Jane Tintle on producing this show.
The head producer, Breakfast on the Bridge.
Producer. So, thank you for listening. You're on 889 The Bridge, and let's keep it rolling.